Indian in his objective to achieve India's independence through non-violence. A strong value system based on leadership by example, integrity, fairness, honesty, transparency, and good work ethic is essential to energize people. It is best to follow the golden rule in every action of yours, and that is, would I accept this behavior from me if it was directed towards me from somebody else? That is the golden rule. A strong value system is extremely important for a manager or a leader because good corporate governance rests on the value fabric of a corporation. Corporate governance to me is all about maximizing shareholder value legally, ethically, and on a sustained basis while ensuring fairness to every stakeholder. That is, companies, customers, employees, investors, vendor partners, the government, and the community at large. Good corporate governance enhances morale of the employees of the corporation. It enhances the respect for the corporation from customers and investors, and of course it enhances the performance of the corporation. Good corporate governance also creates an environment that motivates employees to work harder and smarter, thus maximizing return on investment and enhancing the operational efficiency and ensuring long-term productivity growth. Consequently, such corporations attract the best talent, the best customers, and the best investors on a global scale. You have to be open to new ideas and have high learnability if you want to succeed as a global manager. Because we live in an age when the only constant is change, and the learnability is the only instrument you have to handle such fast-paced change. Learnability to me is the ability of an individual to constantly and quickly learn new ideas and unlearn outdated ideas, be they technical or managerial. It is also about a mindset that is open to new ideas, new people, new cultures, and new paradigms, all factors necessary for the success of a global manager. A lot of times people tell me that, I am already so old. I am 30 years. I am 40 years. After all, what can I do? How can I change? I tell them that age is not at all an inhibitor to learn and experiment new things. After all, let us remember, as was pointed out just now, that Dr. Govindappa Venkat Swami founded Aravind Eye Hospital on his retirement. His model of Aravind Eye Hospital has succeeded in many developing countries and has helped millions to emerge out of darkness, literally. From a humble beginning in this city of Madurai, the hospital has emerged into a world-class institution for eye care and has obtained global recognition. Folks, when you learn, always learn objectively and seek the truth. Learn to question illogical and superstitious beliefs and assumptions. Believe in the hierarchy of ideas rather than the hierarchy of men and women. Remember that the great Thiruvalluvar said, and I quote him, to identify and grasp the truth from whatever you hear and from wherever you hear is the real virtue of wisdom, unquote. Folks, you have to practice teamwork and meritocracy if you want to succeed as a global manager. We live in a complex world that requires multiple competencies and tremendous hard work to succeed. Let's remember that no individual possesses either the skills or the stamina to handle every aspect of a complex task. Hence, teamwork is absolutely crucial. A manager must therefore enhance the confidence, enthusiasm, and energy and hopes of his team members. A manager therefore must practice meritocracy and must be transparent in all his actions if he indeed wants to raise the aspirations, the hopes, the confidence, energy and enthusiasm of his people. He must use data in every transaction to arrive at decisions and start every transaction on a zero base. Doing so, a manager will keep, as I said, the energy and enthusiasm of his team at high levels. That is why at Infosys, the most popular adage is, in God we trust, everybody else brings data to the table. In fact, this is the first lesson I learned 37 years ago from my teacher, Professor Krishnaya, who is here today. If you want to succeed as a global manager, my young friends, you have to learn to be generous. Confident people attract good talent. Generosity is a sure sign of confidence. A successful manager is always generous and shares the credit for his achievements with every one of his team members. He follows the adage, praise in public and criticize in private. Such a manager makes his people feel an inch taller in his presence. You have to use speed, imagination and excellence in execution to succeed in modern day world. People with quick and confident decision-making capabilities rarely fail. Opportunities come to people who are quick to make up their minds and embrace new and big challenges. Vacillation from a manager creates confusion in the minds of his team members and most often derails progress. Globalization demands quick decision making based on confidence, data and conviction. I believe that the world will make way for the determined individual. When Alexander the Great was asked how he conquered the world, his reply was, I quote him, by not wavering. However, remember that every decision must be supported by hard data. It of course pays to take risks. It's not to mean that you cannot take risks, because after all, remember that ships are safest in the harbor, but they are not meant to be there. They must go into the high rough seas and navigate stormy waters to reach their desirable destinations. Great corporations create owners' pride in their products and services through excellence. However, remember that every decision must be supported by hard data. It of course pays to take risks. It's not to mean that you cannot take risks, because after all, remember that ships are safest in the harbor, but they are not meant to be there. They must go into the high rough seas and navigate stormy waters to reach their desirable destinations. Great corporations create owners' pride in their products and services through excellence. Remember that performance leads to recognition, recognition leads to respect, and respect leads to power. If we want India to be a powerful nation, the only instrument, my young friends, we have is performance, achieved through hard work, smartness, excellence and integrity. There is no shortcut to this. No matter how much we say, Mera Bharat Mahan on TV, I can tell you it's not going to happen unless you show hard work, transparency, integrity, smartness and excellence in everything that you do. You have to be a good communicator to be a good global manager. No matter how good an idea you have, it has no value unless other people understand it, embrace it as their own, and help you implement it. Hence, communication is crucial to the success of a manager. Given that we have to work in multicultural teams, we have to use universally understood, simple but powerful words and metaphors to communicate with people across the globe in different cultures. Though English will continue to play a major role as a common business language globally, it is essential to understand and appreciate the local languages and local cultures. You have to respect and leverage other cultures. After all, Diverse and inclusive organizations succeed in vitality, innovation, and problem solving by leveraging their multicultural strengths. Managers, therefore, should learn to appreciate nuances, strengths, aspirations, opportunities, motivations, and challenges of other cultures. Unless a corporation understands the local context, it is unlikely to be successful globally. After all of this, friends, my young friends, you have to enjoy life. Excellence in work leads to excellence in life and vice versa. Unless you are a happy person at home, you cannot be a happy person in the office. Success in life is, a lot of times people ask me, what is success? I am going to repeat what my father told me when I was a young boy. And he said, success in life is when other people's eyes light up when you walk into your room and when your eyes light up in the presence of others. This, he said, is success. I agree with him entirely. Therefore, enjoy life, so be happy and smile a lot. Share jokes with your colleagues. Make your colleagues and family happy. Do take your work seriously, but not yourself. A final word. When one day you have made your mark on the world, remember that in the ultimate analysis, we are all mere temporary custodians of the wealth we generate, whether it be financial, intellectual, or emotional. The best use of all your wealth is to share it with those less fortunate than you. I believe that we have all at some time in our lives eaten the fruit from the trees that we did not plant. In the fullness of time, when it is our turn to give, it behoves us in turn to plant trees that we may never eat the fruit of, which will largely benefit generations to come. I believe this is our sacred responsibility, one that I hope you will shoulder in time. Thank you very much. Bye.